Hello, everybody, and welcome to another 2021 Lamley Award Showcase. We've done some polls, we've done some tournaments. Time for another Lamley Awards tournament on the Lamley Instagram. This brand surged in 2021, and it is Mini GT. We are going to do a tournament of the 18 new castings among the cajillion models released by Mini GT, but 18 new castings were released in 2021. We're going to pit them against each other in a tournament format on my Instagram. If you're not familiar with how I do it in my Instagram stories. So if you don't have an Instagram account, get one. They're free. And then you go to my profile. You'll see a little circle in the upper left corner on your phone. Tap on that. That's where my stories are. It's live now. It's each round will be open for 24 hours. You just vote one or the other, and then you can swipe to the next one, so on and so forth if you haven't done it. All right, let's start with number one. Because there's 18, there will be a preliminary round of 4 cars to limit it down to 2, so we can get it to 16. Then it'll be 16, 8, 4, 2, 1. You know it. The most fun here is just to pit each one against each other. All right. First one, just don't pay attention to the color, even though this one's correct. Just pay attention to the casting. I tried to pick the casting that just, I think, adequately represents each one, you know, if they've had multiple versions. This is the Chevrolet Corvette Stingray, the 2020. Actually, this one isn't correct. It is this one. I actually picked the blue that just was recent release. I actually got this one from J-Car. If you want some Mini GT, J-Car is a great place to go, and I'll put a link down below to them. But here is this blue version of the Corvette. We've seen a lot of manufacturers do the C8 Corvette this year. Mini GT was no exception. This is their version, and this will be one of the play-in cars. This blue version. And remember, I'm hoping you'll just judge the casting. If you want to factor in the color, you're more than welcome to. But I'm just trying to pick one casting that represents, or one release that represents each casting. So in this preliminary round, it is going to go against. Oh, this is the wrong one. Because I had some late arrivals, I actually had to handwrite some. And that's what this one is. It is the Land Rover Defender 90 pickup, a just very recent release. Holiday release is the first version of this casting. You can see they've done the Defender 110. Now we have the 90 pickup, which, you know, has some similarities. Obviously, the Defenders, these classic Defenders had very similar front ends. And then, you know, 90 was a little shorter than the 110, obviously. And this pickup is very cool. It's very short, stubby pickup, but it is a new casting, and it's cool. Now, Mini GT goes to scale. I don't know what else to say about this one. Obviously, the holiday deco. Remember, don't judge it on the holiday deco. It's more holiday. We're going to see this, obviously, in more realistic deco in 2022, I am sure, but because this is a holiday model, it gets that. So it's going to be Corvette in the first round versus the Land Rover Defender. And then let's see what the other two models that are going to go against each other are. First one. Oh, this is the first of the Ford GTs. I picked the one in liquid blue. That is this one. Late in 2021, Mini GT started throwing out the Ford GTs. We're getting 3 new Ford GTs to look at, actual castings that are different. This is obviously the stock Ford GT. As you look at this, you can see that, you know, the difficulty of doing the Ford GT has a lot to do with the interesting lines that it's got. I think this car is absolutely gorgeous. And it's the flying buttresses, they call it, I think, on the side of the car. So this one is really, really cool. By the way, I try not to express too many opinions, but considering I like all of these, I just don't know which one I like the best. I'll do that in the tournament. I'm going to tell you how much I like these, but yeah. All right, this Ford GT is going up against. I sure as hope that's not a Ford GT. Good. The HKS Toyota GR Supra Mini GT also released several Toyota Supras. You're going to see they will look somewhat similar, but they're not. You're going to have to look at the spoiler. This one is the GR Supra, the SEMA presentation HKS Deco. Here it is. Focus, like I said, I want you to focus on the casting. So you're seeing this GR with with this racing kit. It's got the spoiler coming out of the back. And as you see other Supras, you'll see that there's some differences in the spoiler. Some of the kits that are, you know, the racing kits that are added to these. This is very much reminiscent of when I was at SEMA a couple years ago, and there were just Supras done up in so many different ways. and Mini GT has done that with this one, the GR. Then we'll see a Liberty Walk and a Pandem Supra that were also released this year. So that's going to go HKS Supra versus the Ford GT. That'll be a fun one. And then the Defender versus the Corvette. Those two winners will go against each other. The two winners of those two, and then we'll have the other models that will go against each other to form that that tournament of 16. So let's go to the next pairing. And that's going to, oh, here it is. Okay, one of the big releases with Mini GT, the big collaboration with Junimai. Jun used to design for Hot Wheels, then has made his way into other ventures, Kaido House being his brand. And Kaido House teamed with Mini GT to create the Pro Street 510. There's been a lot of talk about this. There's been a new version that was just released. That new version is right here. Two new colors on that one, a Sun King. But I figured the one that I think best represents is this first version with the Kaido House deco on it. I picked the purple one. I think like the base, this kind of colored base that Jun did. There's a lot of really interesting, very cool touches, design touches that Jun added to this. And obviously this is a very 50-50 collaboration. Jun designed these. He's designed the casting. He's designed the deco. This is his line. Mini GT produces it and works with him. We did hear some talk about the scale. This is the only model that's a little bit off scale. It's a little bit larger. I think this is to Jun's specs, obviously, but that is one thing. But other little details about this alloy wheels on this one. So the wheels are actually metal. So that will go right here. We're going to see what it is going to go up against. That's a very significant model this year, and that may be the one you want to vote for. Against what's its opponent to start. Always fun to see these. Instead of doing seeds, it's always fun to go random. And, oh, it's going against the LB Works Lamborghini Huracan. This was a new casting. We've seen a couple of Lamborghini Huracans released from Mini GT. This is the first Liberty Walk version, or new version that, what is it? It's just as version 1 in black. You can see the Liberty Walk deco on this one. It's straight black. It's got the side kits, it's got the kit on it. Carbon fiber spoiler, very cool kind of copper colored wheels. It's a potent release, and it's going up against another potent release, the Kaido House Pro Street 510. So that'll be a fun one to watch. Next pairing. It's really fun to review these and kind of look at these castings. All right. Another Lamborghini Aventador SVJ Roadster. It's the red SVJ new casting this year. We've seen a few Aventadors, but this is your stock Aventador from Mini GT. This one was released in red. It's fabulous. We'll obviously see a lot of colors of this one in the future. Black rims. So you'll see from Mini GT, right? You'll see the Pandems and the Liberty Walks, and then you'll see the stock versions. Not with every car, but in this case, that is what's happening. This Aventador, I think there's a Liberty Walk Aventador that they've done too. But this red version is more stock. Man, you start wondering, like, oh yeah, you're like, no, that's the one I like the best. And then you're like, then the next one, no, that's the one I like the best. Its opponent in the tournament. It's hard to even describe. Oh, got another Ford GT. Ooh, another potent one. Ford GT GTLM Golf. We've already seen the standard Ford GT. Now we see the GTLM. Now I'm going to actually show you two here. This is the same casting. I decided to go with the Golf just because I thought it was a good representation, but you've got the Le Mans winner here too that Mini GT has done. And they're going to be doing this special kit of 4 of these racing Ford GTs. I really debated, since this is the same casting, I could only pick one. I went with the Golf, but I debated putting this one in here too, obviously because it's a replica of the actual winner, and that one interests me personally more, and I know a lot of people who like the actual replicas of these racing cars, and that's something that's really serious to Mini GT. But I know there's a lot of Golf fans out there too, and so I decided to go with this one. I just thought it was a good representation, this Golf version. So you got the Golf colors, you've got the orange rims. If this is an actual replica of a Golf 4 GT, I have no idea. But focus on the casting. That's the bigger thing here. And you can see the flying buttresses are there. All of the details are there. That fantastic spoiler on the back. It looks really, really cool. Really, really nice model. And maybe your choice against the Lamborghini. All right, next pairing. So tough. There's still another Ford GT to do. Let's see when we get to it. All right. Oh, there's another handwritten one because this one was released late. It's the Honda S2000, the AP2 S2000 in blue, a stock Honda S2000. Here it is. Two S2000s. You'll see the other one soon. Hopefully they're not going to go each other, but whatever I draw is what I draw. So I think this is one of the more recent, one of the later releases of the S2000 from Honda. Cool little details like the antenna on this one, black interior, done to scale, highly detailed, of course, but still very playable, very rollable. That is the Honda S2000, the stock one. We'll get to the other one soon, but for now, the S2000 is going up against another Toyota. This time it's the Pandem. We saw the GR. This is the Pandem GR Supra. We saw the HKS. Now we get the Pandem version in black. You can start seeing, if you remember what the other one looked like, you can see the spoiler is different. This is just, it's a Supra with the Pandem kit on it, right? So this is the Pandem version. There's a couple of different releases of this one, but I went with this black version because I thought it best kind of showed the casting because it didn't have as much deco on it. There's differences in the spoiler, in the front grille, the side wheel wells and whatnot. This is just, it's a different Supra. Subtle, but definitely different. And that one will go up against the Honda S2000. Next pairing. If you're a big Supra fan, you have a tough one. All right. Oh, this is a handwritten. This is the other GR Supra. Just you can see how bad my handwriting is. Toyota GR Supra. This is the Liberty Walk version. This is the third Supra to be released. And again, take a look closely, and you can see. In fact, I'll put it up with the Pandem, and you can see the spoilers are a little bit different. This is a Liberty Walk kit. This is a Pandem kit. But now so you can see that they're different. If I even pull up the HKS, you can see the spoiler is different. The kits are different. This is a Liberty Walk version and just recently released late this year. What is going against it? Let's have a look. What is it? What is it? Porsche Taycan. Don't pay attention to that color. I actually chose the white version. The Porsche Taycan. Love the car. Still can't pronounce it. There it is. Several colors released this year. I went ahead and picked the white one with these 5-spoke wheels on it, which very, very cool. I really like how they did the rims on this one. First electric Porsche. 4-door, right? Kind of a similar silhouette to the Panamera. But I'm talking about the car. You need to judge the casting. Is this your favorite casting? Maybe because you like this car so much. Who knows? But stock Porsche Taycan. You guys will tell me, and I'll forget again. I always seem to get it wrong. But it is going up against the Liberty Walk Supra. That is another potent little pairing to see how that goes. All right. We've got 3 more pairings to go. And then we'll get and this tournament is underway on Instagram. Remember, each round lasts 24 hours. So you got to vote within 24 hours. And then, and then we'll just eliminate and go to the next round. All right. Oh, this is a good one. Chevrolet Corvette, another recent release. C8R number 3, the 2020 IMSA 24 Hours of Daytona version. I've chose this yellow one. They released the yellow and the gray versions at the same time. I went with this signature yellow one, which we've all seen racing, the number 3 car. We already saw, have we seen the other? Yeah, we saw the first model we drew was the C8. This is the racing version. And you can see the, Mini GT has this special relationship with IMSA. So we're going to see some really cool racing cars released in the coming months and years for sure. This Corvette is one of them. We're going to see this casting released in several licensed racing liveries. We've already got 2. We'll get more. A little different than what you'll see. Like Hot Wheels might do something that's kind of inspired by. It'll be very similar, but then you'll see them do their own thing. What Mini GT is going to do is you're going to see all these done in actual racing liveries, which is kind of cool. All right, what is going to go up against that one? That's a tough one. Oh! Ford GT Mark II, the Goodwood Festival of Speed. Oh my goodness. How are we going to do this one? This is your third version of the Ford GT. At first glance, you might say, oh, it looks just like the Golf version, but it's not. First, take a look here. I'll even pull this one out. Take a look at the spoilers, and you can see the spoilers are different. This one has the intake on the roof. Notice that one on the Mark II has an intake on the roof. There's some other little details on the sides that are different. This is more like, it's not that, it's like, it almost looks like it's bolted onto a more standard Ford GT. I don't know how to describe it, but it is very different. But I love this Goodwood deco on it. Ford Performance on the side. Love the color combination on this one. Wheels look cool. Love the way the spoiler's been done. This is a really, really cool model. And of course, because the drawing gods, the Lamley Award gods, like to fool around, we now have this Ford GT racing car going against the Chevy Corvette racing car. So American cars going at each other right to start in the Lamley Awards tournament. That's a tough one. All right, next one. Next one. There we go. Oh, another one. That's a big, big release this year that got a lot of attention. It's the Bugatti Vision Gran Turismo, the first of, I think, a few Bugatti castings we're going to see from Mini GT. Here it is. What a bonkers casting of a bonkers car. The blue wheels are out of control. This is this is almost like a fantasy casting come to life, right? Huge spoiler. Just a crazy amount of details on this one. And really, I think this is another one where Mini GT is just showing off on its ability to replicate these kind of hypercars. I mean, this is even beyond hypercar, isn't it? Let's see what's going up against it. There's only 3 more cars to choose from. And who is going to be the victim? I mean, the car to go against it. Lamborghini Aventador SVJ Roadster. Wow. Wow, that's a pairing and a half. You want to see it? Bugatti versus this guy. Look at that. We already had the first Aventador. Now here's the SVJ Roadster. And it looks magnificent in white with the SVJ logo in the back. Black rims, black trim. Maybe not as just out there as the Bugatti, but what a beautiful replica of a very cool looking car. And just really, really well done by Mini GT. All right, pick your favorite there. I vote 2 on these, actually. I mean, there's no reason for me not to. All I can do is show the car and pick the pairings and then vote on them as well. All right, 2 more. One that was just released as well, brand new casting. First Mustang they've done. It's the Ford Mustang Shelby GT500. And it's a beauty. Like I said, first Mustang, you can see it's released in that standard Shelby color. Blue with the white stripes. Got the, 6-spoke wheels on this one. Looks really, really nice. In blue. And I think we've got a couple more Mustang castings that we'll see in 2022 that are coming out. But this Shelby is the first one. Love the spoiler on that one. Looks really, really good. And what's it going against? I don't have to show you. I don't have to draw it because it's the only one left, but I'll show it to you anyway. It is the other Honda S2000. It's the CR in real yellow pearl. So this is the more kitted up, right? The special sporty version of the S2000. This one has a spoiler. Different grille, I think. It's a little bit lower. 5-spoke wheels on this one. This one was just released about a month or 2 ago as well, so one to look for. These castings, if you haven't seen them, some of you might say, well, I haven't seen these yet. Well, a lot of these, you'll see these released in other countries. You see them released overseas first in the boxes, and then you'll see them released in the United States exclusively through Miho exclusives, and the hobby dealers like J-Car will get them in the blister. So you'll get the blister versions here, and sometimes you'll see these castings released first in other countries, and then they'll come to the United States. But ultimately, they all come to the U.S., and some you get some U.S. exclusives. But I want you to judge the castings. That's what this is about. Some really good ones here. What one is it going to be? Well, you get to choose one by one as the tournament goes on. One against the other will eliminate it. All down to the final champion, and we'll see which one that is. You guys, go to Instagram, Lamley Group, at Lamley Group. We're there. Go start voting. Thanks, everybody. Bye.